And that is it for us today.
It's 3, 2, 1.
Sports on Tap is brought to you by Go To Pro Plumbing, Land and Sea Motorsports, On the Bay Customs Boutique and Cafe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
I don't know what we're yelling about.
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
Loud noises!
Not a game.
This is the first time in my life I'm glad I'm deaf.
We're talking about practice, man.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
65.
63. Knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
Kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, we loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping. With boots and straw dropping, they're getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they get it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and ride of lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go when all coming attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them what's on tap.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Welcome to this week's edition of Sports on Tap. Sorry, guys, for the technical delays. Fuck Comcast. I'll just leave it at that. I'm Chris Scott, alongside Joe Weddell and Frank Giagata, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello. I like that new
Hello.
little. I need that.
We'll
little
do it
thing
live. Fuck it.
We'll do it live. Fuck
We're
it.
going live.
Bill O'Reilly, classic, solid.
Well, and that's one of the things that kind of screws us over is we do it live. Now we do the podcast, obviously. So
Yeah.
people who are just hearing the podcast for this have no idea what we're talking about
Right.
because they're listening to the podcast. They don't know any better. But for the people who are expecting to watch it live, yeah. So we had some internet issues and.
39-minute delay.
Yeah, a 39-minute delay on the video and the audio and everything else. But we're here, and we're ready to go.
And I'll say it one more time. Fuck Comcast.
Yeah, Comcast, Xfinity. They're, you know what sucks is for the most part, they're the best internet out there.
And that's sad.
It is because their customer service is horrible.
I was going to say best product, worst service.
Worst service. I agree with you 100% on that.
AT&T's got great service.
But their product,
terrible
product
product.
is garbage.
Product sucks.
It's absolute garbage.
Yep.
Anyways,
all right, fuck all that noise. Let's get to the sports.
Let's fuck all that. Let's get to a positive, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Detroit Lions won a football game on the road this past week
against a very good football team.
I'm not going to go as far as say a very good football team.
A very good football team on a very bad day.
Fair enough.
Kyler Murray looked like a second-year quarterback.
He did.
100%.
So to me, it was a lot about Kyler's inexperience and him being a little too confident going into that game.
Yeah.
And he tried to fit the ball into places he shouldn't have. And he threw a couple interceptions, 3 of them to be exact.
And a lot of them, it looked like he was just late throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He waited too long to throw the ball.
It waited too long, was too confident in himself, thought he could fit it in where he actually couldn't, and basically not giving the Lions any respect, which I can't blame him for that. But you have to go out there. It's like the movie, Any Given Sunday. You have to go out there, any given Sunday, a team can win, and you have to play your best. And they didn't.
They showed a pulse this weekend, though.
Yeah, that
the
being
Lions
said,
did.
They did.
I'll give them credit. They won on the road, which is a very hard thing to do in the NFL, regardless of crowd or not. However, that's all I'm going to give them credit for. That's it. It still doesn't change my opinion of this team or this franchise. I still think they're a dumpster fire, and they will continue to be a dumpster fire.
Even after that loss, Patricia still has to go. Quinn still has to go. Nothing changes.
But the funny thing is,
you just won a game.
The funny thing is, Lion Honks will say, "Oh, it's turning around. We're going. It's happening." No, it's not.
No, all you saw was a pulse. That's the only thing I will give them.
They took advantage of a guy who, like Joe just said, it looked like he was in his second year in the NFL, and he had a horrible game. And now, are you supposed to take advantage of that? Yes.
You
And
want to know
the
the
Lions
funny
did.
thing? If you look at the stat lines between the two quarterbacks,
Yeah.
there was one more completion I think that Stafford had than Murray had.
Right.
The only difference is the 3 picks.
Right. You look at it like, did the Lions play well?
No.
No. But the
They
Cardinals
didn't even
played
play good.
Right. The Cardinals played worse. It's
Yeah.
simple as that. The 3 picks were honestly the biggest.
And they
difference.
still honestly should have lost that game, the Lions.
Yeah.
They played well enough to win.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, and when it comes down to it, they didn't play well enough to beat a team.
They played well
That was
enough
on
to not lose to
Right.
Arizona.
They played well enough to beat a team that made mistakes.
Right.
And that's what you have to do in the NFL. You have to take advantage of the
Oh, yeah.
mistakes, and they did. But I mean, let's not go overboard.
No.
Like a lot of Lions fans are right now,
They
and
will,
saying,
yeah.
"See, I told you they were going to win. See, I told you
Yep.
they could come back. They could make the season better." No, let's just
It was nice
call it what
to
it
see
is.
them do something. They didn't play well.
No.
They made a couple of plays when they had to.
Yep.
They did well enough, like you said, Joe, to take a win on the road.
yeah against a team that made mistakes.
Yeah, against a young team, a team that's still improving. They're not going to be a Super Bowl team this year, Arizona.
No.
I'm not going to sit here and even try to spin this win into the Kansas City win from last year.
Like you'll see like what Kyler Murray
I mean,
did
the
on
Kansas
Sunday.
City almost win.
or the almost win.
Yes.
The moral victory is what I was referring
Like
to.
you see what Kyler Murray did Sunday, and then you take a look at the Monday night game, and you see what Lamar Jackson did. That dude's got a ways to go. For as good as he is, he's got a ways to go.
Yeah.
Like you just saw it between him and Mahomes.
Mahomes is far and above the better quarterback.
And
the funny thing is, I think Lamar Jackson is like 21-1 against other teams,
But he can't
something
beat
like
the-
that.
he can't beat the Chiefs.
But he can't beat the Chiefs.
No.
Yep. It's his kryptonite.
The Chiefs are his kryptonite.
Like watching Mahomes last night, and just made it look effortless. Like some of the throws he made, it was just like, okay.
That's what I was talking
Like
about
how
a
do you
couple
defend
weeks
that?
ago, though.
How do you defend that?
You don't.
But
You just hope.
You saw Lamar Jackson, and I don't understand why they went away from the run game. It made no sense to me, but they decided to do that, and it backfired incredibly bad.
Yeah.
But and then you saw Lamar kind of do what Kyler Murray did on Sunday. He tried to do it all himself, and it didn't work because his passing skills are not there. Like they're there, but they're not where they need to be able to do that.
They're not there yet.
Right.
Well, let's face it. He came into the league as a running quarterback for the most part.
Yep.
Although he has some skills throwing the football, they haven't translated to the NFL yet. They have in some instances.
Yeah.
He needs to hone his skills better to where he can actually throw the football with accuracy, with a little bit of touch all the time. He tries to gun the ball in there every time.
Yep.
And another guy who does that is my boy Baker Mayfield.
Baker.
He doesn't know how to throw.
I mean,
the touch pass.
I mean, Baker's too busy doing Geico Progressive commercials.
Listen,
man,
man,
like, what the fuck?
You can't hate on the guy for doing commercials, bro.
I'm not gonna hate on the guy.
Make some money.
But at some point, man, you
You
gotta
do
like,
you, boo boo.
Make your money, bro.
He's cleaning the seats at their fucking stadium because it's raining. What was that? I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I think those commercials are funny.
Of course you do.
I mean, Baker or not, I think they're funny. Like the one where they're sitting there talking about the book club is funny
Yeah.
too.
But at the same time, like with Baker, you haven't had a steady coach to really teach you how to be a quarterback in the NFL. You've been given talent, and that's all you've had for the last couple seasons to go on.
But
I'm not going to say that with Jackson, because Jackson does have a Harbaugh who's, the Harbaughs are supposed to be quarterback whisperers. But with Mayfield, as much as I would like to dog the guy, you can't. He's not had anybody to show him the ropes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where Baker's had.
But at some point, don't you have to take that upon yourself?
You do, but also, listen.
Like, why are we always saying, "Oh, it's this guy's fault"? It's this guy. At some point, you got to look in the mirror and take it upon yourself. To you know what? I got to be the leader of this team and stop with all this other bullshit.
But he's been around for how long?
This is what, his third year?
Third year.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're in three seasons.
So in 3 seasons,
third
he's
head coach,
That's
four,
great.
4 offensive coordinators.
4 offensive coordinators.
Actually, 4 head coaches.
He started right off the rip, didn't he?
No, didn't I forgot? He come in like later in
No.
the
So
season?
he came in. Yeah, Tyrod.
Tyrod,
who
yeah.
can't keep a job to
It's
save his
Tyrod.
life.
It's Tyrod, by the way.
Tyrod.
I heard that this week.
So Tyrod Taylor had the job, and then he got hurt in the game against the Jets. I think it was a Thursday night game.
Okay, yeah.
And that was Baker's first. So
Right.
in his rookie season,
But at the
playing
same time,
14.
he's not behind Brady. He's not behind a veteran quarterback. He's behind Tyrod.
Well, listen, okay.
He's not a proven quarterback. He's
So
not a leader.
I'll tell you like this. So Baker,
But coming out of college, everybody says he was a leader. I mean,
I think there's a difference between being a leader and then having to basically change 4 times within the first 3 years you're in the NFL. Now, Baker needs to stop a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He needs to stop with the excuse. There's no excuses now, and I'll give him credit. He doesn't give excuses, but when it comes down to it, he does have to go out there and perform. And there's you can't always use the fact that you've had different head coaches and different offensive coordinators as an excuse. And I'm not saying he has, but on one hand, you have the fact that he has had that much turnover in the league on his team since he's been in the league, and then you also have the fact that he needs to just. You're right. He needs to take the team and put him on his shoulders.
like this is what you wanted, dude. You wanted to be that guy. You want to be that guy. Then be that fucking guy.
So he's worked under some really bad coaches too. Let's be honest.
That's what I was.
I mean,
that I cannot disagree with you.
I mean, Hugh Jackson, Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been some rocky road there, and let's face it, it's Cleveland. They're no better than the Lions. Cleveland has not had good management from the top down by anybody. So those organizations do tend to ruin people. Let's be honest. Let's just be blunt about it.
I can't disagree with
and
that.
And I know you're not a Baker guy, and I am, but I'm going to tell you right now, he needs to go out there and prove it this year. If he doesn't prove it under Stefanski, who I think is the best head coach they've had in a long time,
it's not exactly a high bar.
And it's not, but that's something that at least you can say.
Right.
Like looking at the Lions.
Yeah.
Personally, okay, so what did I personally say about the Lions hire when they hired him? They got it wrong.
They did. I agreed with you.
Yeah.
I thought they got it wrong as well.
They got it wrong. So this hire of Stefanski, I like it. I think he's the guy that can take this team if the upper management, if the ownership gets out of the fucking way and lets him do his job. But with teams like the Lions, with teams like Cleveland, it seems to always get ruined because they have shit from the top flowing downhill.
This is accurate. I would agree with that. Now, I said, obviously I'm not a Baker fan. Don't get me wrong. I think this year he has come to play this year. I think he's finally starting to get it, for lack of a better term, which, hey, good for him. I mean, he's got the talent around him to be the quarterback that everybody thinks he's going to be. But you're right. There is no excuses anymore. It's time to do it, man.
Nut up or shut up.
Exactly.
Well, and
I feel like that's something he would say. Nut up or shut up.
It probably is. So, like, you look at his rookie year.
Yeah.
He threw the most touchdown passes for any quarterback in a rookie season, and he did it in less games than most rookies have done it in.
How many interceptions did he throw that year?
I'd have to look that up.
Let's go, Browns fan page moderator.
How many interceptions did Peyton Manning throw his first year?
A lot.
A fucking lot, right?
Same thing
That's
like Aikman.
That's administrator, Chris.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
So
my bad, administrator.
so basically, he's had two seasons. One was really good. One was really bad.
Yeah.
So this is the year where he has to nut up or shut up, and he doesn't have to go out there and lead the league in touchdown passes. He doesn't have to go out there and lead the league in yards passed. He just needs
has to win fucking games.
Yeah, he needs
That's
to go
all
out
he's
there.
gotta do.
That's it. You're right. That's it. Go out there and win games. Go out there and have a good passer rating. Have a good passing percentage. Don't
do
turn the
stupid
ball over.
mistakes.
Yeah, don't turn the ball over. Don't always roll out to your right, which you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't stand back there and hop around like a jackrabbit because you're nervous because the line can't block for you. Have faith in your line.
Hey, it reminds me of a quarterback that was here that wore number 3, Joey Blue Skies.
Joey Blue Skies?
Joey Blue Skies.
Joey Blue
Joey
Skies.
Blue Skies.
Like I said, I think he's finally starting to get it. Which that's you being a Browns fan, that's good for you. Honestly, I couldn't care less because fuck Cleveland, fuck Ohio, period. But that's just me. Now, another one I'm gonna get to the Atlanta Falcons. Are you fucking kidding me? Atlanta Falcons.
So my uncle lives in Atlanta.
Okay.
And he was talking to my mom the other day, and he says to her, I can't win with football teams.
No.
He's from Cincinnati.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, boy.
So he said when he was rooting for Cincinnati, living there, like they couldn't get out of their own way. They were the Bungles.
At least they've been to Super Bowls though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like when he was a fan, like they were just not good.
Yeah.
And then he went out to L.A. And LA didn't have any good teams when he was out there either.
Did they have any teams when he was out there?
Well, he was in California, so the California area, they had some teams, but none of them were very good. I guess the teams he was rooting for, where he was by, he's a hometown guy. He likes to root for the hometown team.
Okay.
Sounds like somebody else we know.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna let that one go. I'm just gonna gloss over that one. I don't need any more phone calls or text messages or anything.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I appreciate
Go
that.
Bolts.
I will. And then my uncle says, he goes, and now, not only does Atlanta blow the biggest Super Bowl lead ever, but now they just keep blowing leads ever. Like they're seriously like a porn star. They can't blow enough leads.
Porn stars blow leads?
They blow a lot of things.
What's
They blow a lot of things.
Oh,
they blow the lead actor in the movies. Is what they do.
It was funny. Like I was watching Red Zone on Sunday, and as soon as I saw them take out Trubisky, I'm like, dude, this game's over. The Bears are coming back.
Yep.
They're gonna win. Big Dick Nick fucking took it down, man, and he did.
Big Dick Nick.
He did. He took it down. Like, and I texted my my cousin's wife, who's a diehard Bears fan. Like, seriously, as soon as that happened, I'm like, you're gonna win. The Falcons are gonna blow it.
Foles has done nothing but win everywhere he's been.
But here's the thing about Foles, which is funny. Like, when he's like the full-time starter from like, you know, he's not. He gets
He's
to a point.
nothing fancy,
right? But he gets to a point where he's not that good. You know,
when you prepare for him, he's
right?
not that
yeah.
good.
Like if you put him in like halfway through the season, like the Eagles did, he was good. He got lightning in a bottle, and he was good.
Yeah.
But if he goes into the season as the starter, he's not that good. It's weird. It's like when he is the guy, it's weird. But you know, the Falcons blew another lead, and I laugh. But it's kind of funny, you know, growing up as a Lions fan for the majority of my life, you kind of grow numb to it. You're just kind of like, yeah, okay.
Oh, dude, watching that
I've
game.
seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it so many times.
We've done that plenty
Yeah,
of
that's
times.
funny. Like I've seen it my entire life. So, all right, enjoy it, Falcons fans. Which I do think is the worst sports town in America. But again, my personal opinion.
You think that Atlanta is?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, see, I think there's a couple that are up there higher.
I think
That's
there's
fair.
some that are much worse.
I think Philadelphia is up there on one of the worst sports towns ever.
Why do you say that?
Because-
I'm not talking about like if their fans are assholes. That's not what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
Philadelphia fans are fucking assholes. I mean, just being a fan, like they're very fair weather,
Okay.
incredibly fair weather.
And I think I
fans.
can explain why.
Have you ever watched sports in Florida, period?
Yeah, I have. But that's the thing. Florida is a college state.
Right.
It's not built for pro sports. It's just not.
Like,
But-
I've never seen more fair weather fans than the Marlins fans.
Well,
there
see-
is nobody there most of the time.
Well, yeah,
and
it's-
now
it-
all of a sudden you're selling out the stadium.
It's Miami. Why
Not
the fuck do you want to go
literally,
to a
but-
baseball game?
If the team's winning, though, you want to watch it. The same reason in Detroit in the middle of the summer you're sitting in a stadium.
Yeah, but this is a baseball town, quote
Well,
unquote.
Well,
baseball town.
I think with Atlanta, I think I can sum it up with the fact that I just talked about my uncle.
Yeah.
So my uncle's moved around quite a bit.
Oh, a lot of transplants. You're saying?
In Atlanta,
the
and in the
transplants.
Georgia area, there are a lot of transplant people. So they root for the local teams, but they're not necessarily connected to them. They don't have that deep connection with them because Atlanta and Georgia kind of tend to be a transplant area.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why Florida is that way. Florida's a transplant area.
Yeah.
People move there from other states. They don't really grow. Not many people grow up in Florida and stay in Florida and are just rooted in Florida. People move there later in life, and that's just that's the way it goes. You know, they're not deep rooted and in love with the teams. You need that to have a good sports.
Well,
city.
it's kind of funny. Like when the Braves started their run, like in the early '90s, like obviously that stadium was packed every night, and then once they got to like mid '90s, mid to late '90s, you started seeing the decline.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you, really? You have a team that has a chance to win the World Series every year, and you're just not going to go? To me, that's mind-boggling.
Well, yeah, because we'd have been down at the ballpark
Damn near every night,
yeah.
But that's
shit. The year the Tigers lost 119 games, I think I was down there for 35
yeah,
of them.
we would
Yep.
because that was great. You just literally sit wherever you wanted, man. It was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And they
for
didn't
us.
give you parking tickets. I parked right on the street most of the time.
Yeah, they just wanted people down
Yeah.
there. They didn't care.
No, I loved going down there at that point. If I still had the time, I'd go down there now and watch them.
I would.
If they'd let me in.
I mean,
but-
you couldn't. You couldn't this year, but yeah,
Right, right.
I could stand outside that little fenced area.
yeah, it's true. I wonder if they would have let you do that.
I don't know.
Move along, sir. COVID. COVID. Put your mask on if you're going to stand by the fence next to
Speaking
nobody.
of that, you see the Titans got shut down?
Yeah, so I'm anxious to see what's going to happen with that. Whether they're going to postpone the game or whether they're going to, move it. What they're going to do with it. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with that.
From what I read, the first thing they're going to look at is to see if anything happened with Minnesota. If Minnesota's in the clear, then I expect that we'll end up playing the game. That they will end up playing a game. this
Now,
weekend.
with Tennessee being shut down until Saturday, is what they said. Does that mean Pittsburgh has to shut down until Saturday? They continue to practice.
Well, they're not the ones that got COVID.
I was gonna say,
but
I
I'm
mean-
saying,
Yeah, no,
like competitive balance, whatever. You
I haven't
call it.
seen anything on it.
I haven't
I'll
either.
actually look that up.
I haven't either.
'Cause
You bring up a good point though,
right?
Because it's not necessarily. What was it? 8. It was 8 people, so 3 players, 5 staff. So it's not like it's an outbreak of baseball proportions where
Right,
they
right.
went to a strip club or they went to a party or they went to a club or something. It's an outbreak of if somebody just happened to get it and a few people got it from them.
Yeah.
So if you're basically they're having to shut down for the week, and you're not making Pittsburgh shut down, then in that case you are giving Pittsburgh a competitive advantage.
A significant
they're,
advantage.
They're practicing all week.
Yeah.
While the Titans are video conferencing all
Right.
week.
They're playing
So-
Madden.
Yeah, I mean
that's-
that doesn't really get you prepared for a football game, especially playing Pittsburgh.
I always imagine that's how the Lions prepared for games. Just play Madden.
Just video conferencing?
No, just play
Oh,
Madden.
Yeah, just play Madden. Yeah.
No, like honestly.
Yeah, it's not saying anything about if they had to postpone they haven't made the decision on postponement.
Right.
They haven't made the decision as far as what Pittsburgh has to do.
Gotcha. I don't know. I personally I don't think Pittsburgh should have to shut down. Like,
No,
why?
you followed the rules.
Yeah.
It's Tennessee's fault.
Okay. And then I want to talk about, like, we talked about Atlanta, blowing another lead. My Bills almost did the same thing. It's like,
They came close. They came very close.
I'm watching the game going, you got to be kidding me. Is this really happening? And they got lucky at the end of the game. However, take it easy, Rams fans. Like, your team got away with one against Dallas. Against Dallas in week 1, and you got away with a massive one 2 years ago in the NFC Championship game. Take it down a notch, clowns.
Yeah. Yeah, that's but Buffalo looks really fucking good though.
They do, but they gotta tighten up that second half defense. Holy shit, they look like garbage in the second half.
I feel like that's a theme this year though.
It is. You've seen that, yeah.
A lot of teams are giving up late leads or
Yep.
or they're letting teams come back in the third and fourth quarter a little bit, or
Yep.
late third quarter, early fourth. I feel like some of that has to do with not much off season,
Conditioning.
not much preseason. There's a lot of things involved there, and you've seen it across the.
Oh, yeah.
It's across the
Yeah.
league. It's not just Atlanta. It's not just Buffalo. It's not just the Lions. I mean, it's across. It's a league wide thing right now.
I think that a lot of that has to do with conditioning, and like we talked about last week, no preseason and stuff like that. But especially on defenses, I think it's significantly more taxing to play defense than it is offense.
I would agree with that.
So
Yeah.
I think that's why I think it's one of the biggest reasons you're seeing like a lot of comebacks this year. But
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm not a scientist or anything. So what do I know?
Well, I mean, let's face it. Neither am I. Why don't we call Matty P?
Yeah, Matt, what's happening here? Why is this happening? Matt?
I was going to say.
He doesn't even know why things are happening on his own team.
No,
why, we wouldn't ask him a thing.
He does not.
No, I think you guys hit the nail right on the head. It's usually a conditioning issue when people are losing leads and coming back late in games.
It's amazing. Like you see these teams get up by 2-3 touchdowns, and you're like like a 2 or 3 goal lead in hockey. And you're like, oh, they tend to like sit back. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Which is
Well,
that's something I've never understood.
It's why the 2-goal lead's the hardest thing to keep in
Yep.
sports.
But I've never understood in any sport is why did you not continue to do the thing that got you that fucking lead? Why
because
do
you
sit
go into
back?
a prevent.
It's dumb. Prevent a win defense is stupid.
Yeah, I agree 100%, but that's
incredibly
what they end
stupid.
up doing.
That's amazing. It's
Yeah, the prevent defense is built to prevent the team from scoring, but what it actually does is it prevents you from keeping your lead because it gives them extra room
Right.
to score. And if you don't make a play, if a player misses a tackle or if you miss the play, they score easy because you gave them so much room.
Right. Like you see that, especially in football, you see it at the end of halves all the time. Like They'll let the team just drive down the field, and you're like giving you 3 points. It's like, why are you giving them 3 points?
It doesn't make sense to me.
That's never made sense to me.
No.
But what are you gonna do?
I kept watching the hockey game last night, going, "Come on, just get one. Just get. All you gotta do is get one, because if you get one, you're gonna get two, and if you get two, we're going to overtime again."
Speaking of that, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yes,
they did win the Stanley Cup last night.
They did.
For once, the best team actually wins.
It seemed hollow.
It did. It was weird. Like I saw the presentation of the cup, and it was kind of weird. The NHL should have like piped in some like booing when Bettman presented the cup. They should have done that because that would have been great. But as we all know, the NHL is shitty when it comes to marketing and stuff like that, and they always have been, always will be. But yeah, it did ring a little hollow. I did see today, however, one of the reporters from the in Toronto, he's a guy that likes to stir shit up, but he said, don't act like this was like a hard Stanley Cup to win, because you didn't have to travel and all that shit. And I thought about it for a second. I'm like, you know what? This might be the hardest one to win.
Yeah, I'd agree 100%.
Because literally, you are in like one spot for 2 months. Mm-hmm. You don't get to see your family. You don't get to go out to. Well, yeah, you get to travel, but you get to go out to different bars, different restaurants. You get sex, all that, whatever you want. You go out for drinks. Here, you're literally in like one spot for 2 months. So to me,
and if anything's going on in there, reporters are sitting right out front.
Exactly. So I mean, yeah, you can talk to your kids and talk to your wives and girlfriends, whatever, over Zoom or phone calls and shit like that, and that's all well and good. But you're not getting like physical interaction with these people, and to me, that would be incredibly difficult. So that's why I think this might be the hardest one to win. But
staying away from your family for that long, it definitely is going to take a toll on you.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, like you said, a lot of those guys are fathers. They have kids, multiple kids, not just one or two. It's I don't know. I'm not going to say that it makes it any harder to win it, but at the same time, I think that it adds a degree of difficulty that nobody really knows how to prep for.
That's true, and that's the thing. The home ice advantage and stuff like that, I get it. Yeah. But this is literally an even playing field. Okay.
It was a tournament.
Everybody had to go through it. So, like I said, to me, with all the stakes being even, I think this might have been the hardest one to win.
I would agree with that, and that's the one thing I think Bettman actually did do right. Is he kind of said that in the presentation?
Yeah, he did.
That it was the hardest one to win, and I agree with it. Being away from your families like that, being locked in an area like that, it's grueling. It's a grueling process, and I think it probably was the hardest one. And it's weird to say that because again, I feel like it was hollow.
Yeah, and we all know how hard it is to win the Stanley Cup. It's the hardest trophy to win in sports
for sure. 100%.
But to do what these guys did for 2 months. And especially with no positive tests, nothing.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. And Joe and I got to talk about it for a minute on the way in here.
Yeah.
The fact that the NHL put this off, absolutely no issue, no hiccups, no problems, no nothing.
Mm-hmm. And you got to
just set the standard for sports.
You got to give Bettman credit where it's due. And I think he's one of the worst commissioners in sports, but credit where it's due.
I looked at last night's trophy presentation when he was standing there next to the cup before he handed it to Stamkos. They had the whole team around and everything. I appreciated it.
Yeah, that was cool. Speaking of Stamkos, it's funny. Like you saw those memes about like when all your coworkers do the work and you get the A+.
But he was there. That's the thing that I respected. He was there with them for what I think is the entire time.
Well, he had to be because he played in
But he played one period.
Yeah, and he scored a goal. How about that?
And scored a damn goal in one period of hockey.
Like I was thinking about it at first, going, this guy's hardly played at all. Like, can you really feel like you've won the cup when you don't really get to play much? And then I think about the one period he did play, the goal he scored.
Yeah.
So I know his name goes on the cup after that, but at the same time, how do you feel as a player who doesn't get to participate? But then I thought about, you had to be in there, you had to be with them the entire time. You were going through everything that everyone else in the NHL was going through who was still playing. Again, regardless of if you played or not, or even if it was one period, you went through all the bullshit with everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, kudos to him for doing that. I think that's great that he did that because I mean he's a captain. That's what captains do.
And yeah, being a captain and doing that for your team is.
And but you saw it, especially with all the Tampa players, like how much they love that guy.
Oh, God.
Like they were talking to Victor Hedman after the game, the Conn Smythe winner, and he's like he could barely control like what he was saying. Like when he started talking about Stamkos, so I was like, but
I just heard him go. It's fucking great. It's fucking great. Like 2 or 3 times.
You know what else is you know what else is great?
What's that?
The time right now to purchase a home or refinance your home.
Is it?
That's what I hear. Yes.
Okay.
It is.
My guy Jason Stiltner at Flagstar Bank. Give him a call. He'll give you the top-notch service that you're looking for. They're currently offering a 0% down home purchase program. The program won't last long, but the rates are so low right now. You got to give them a call. Call them at 248-675-0675. Trust me, you don't want to miss this opportunity if you're looking for a new home or looking to refinance. The number again is 248-675-0675. Flagstar Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 27546. That damn NMLS number.
That's a difficult one.
It is.
It's a difficult read. But yeah. So next up.
Yeah, what do we got? MLB playoffs?
MLB playoffs, yes.
Yes, which started today.
Yes, it did.
And the 16 team field, which, again, we talked about this before the show started when we were having our technical issues.
That's a joke.
I can't stand like for this year. I can live with it, but if they keep this expanded field for for the future, no. It takes away from the integrity of the fucking regular season. I'm sorry, it does.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's no reason for it.
No, there isn't. Except we know why they're doing it to keep fan bases interested. I get that.
Yeah, a shortened season. They wanted more teams involved.
Right.
They wanted more people to be able to watch their teams play, or they wanted to get more participation and viewership. I get that for this year, but for future,
no.
If they're talking about keeping this for future, no, I'm not all about that.
I'm not about that.
Although, did you hear that there's one that, of all the rules that they changed, there's one that they think actually will stick around, and they think it's the overtime, the extra inning rule.
Starting a runner at second base?
They think that one. They think that one might stick around.
Lord.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched really any of the baseball this year.
I just kind of love baseball, but if they keep that second base rule, that's not fucking baseball.
No.
Like I don't care if you clowns think the game's too long. Stop. That's not baseball.
No, just play the game. The game is, if it goes into extra innings, it just continues. Don't make these weird rules up. I can't stand that.
The simple fix to this is actually enforce the pitch clock that you institute. Enforce it.
Correct.
Actually enforce it. If you do that, you'll trim games down by at least half an hour, 45 minutes. But they don't enforce it. The batter steps out of the box. You got from the time the ball leaves the catcher's hand to the pitcher's glove, you got 20, 25 seconds to throw the pitch. And if you're not in the box, tough shit.
Yep.
Well,
it's a free strike.
Yep.
And if the pitcher doesn't throw it, then okay, it's a ball.
Fair enough. I can live with that.
Yeah.
But these weird ass rules, like you got to face 3 hitters, you gotta start at second base. No, stop it.
It's micromanaging.
It is. I am cool with the DH in both leagues. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it was time for it to
Yeah,
happen.
I'm fine with that. I don't want to see pitchers
that
hit.
needs to stick around.
Yeah,
nobody wants to see pitchers hit.
I don't want to see pitchers hit. That's why they're called pitchers, because they pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody wants to see pitchers hit.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say nobody. I'm sure there's a few people.
Yeah.
But you're definitely in the minority on that one.
I think that's absolutely correct. But yeah, to go back to the playoff thing, yeah, the 16 team, no, you can't have like 3 or 4 or 5 year teams that have under 500 records in the playoffs.
Right.
It devalues the regular season so much.
Dude, when we were joking around the other day, and yes, I have my fish gear on today, and
Go Cubs, baby.
And Chris has his Cubby stuff going on, but it popped up on my phone that the Marlins made the playoffs, and I went, what?
Right?
Like, what is going on?
Exactly.
Like, I had stopped paying attention because the Sox were so bad this year.
Which I absolutely love.
Well, everyone who hates the Sox is going to love when they suck.
God, I hate the Red Sox.
Cora's coming back next year, from what I read.
Most likely, yes.
So if he comes back, I'm interested to see where they go back to. I'm not going to say they're going to be a World Series contender, but they'll at least improve. But even watching that the Marlins had made the playoffs, I went,
Wait, what?
why? Why? Like they're an okay team. There's nothing bad about them, but they're not good.
They made it because there's 16 teams going.
That's true. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna bullshit. I don't know if I can name a single Miami Marlin right now besides their manager.
I don't know that I can name a single Miami Marlin.
I know I can.
I know
I
Don
can.
Mattingly, and he's in,
Real Muto's been moved. Like
Yeah,
everybody they had has been
like I know
moved
their,
on.
I know
from.
their owner and I know their manager. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like, and I hate the Yankees as well, but
Yeah.
Don Mattingly is one of my favorite baseball players of all time.
He was a hell of a player.
I've met him actually.
Is he a dick?
He's from he's a nice guy.
Okay.
He's from Indiana, and I used to go to Indiana all the time to visit my grandparents.
Nice.
He owned a restaurant down there called Mattingly's.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a pompous asshole! He named it after himself. Dick.
But no, he's a nice guy. He's one of my favorite players to ever play the game, honestly.
Okay.
And of course, you got Jeter who owns the team.
Derek Jeter, number two.
Number two.
Fuck that guy.
That's really aggressive.
So fucking piece of shit.
So who's your favorite to win?
I mean, it's easy to take the Dodgers. It's easy to say the Yankees will win. I don't think either of those teams will win.
I was gonna say I'm taking the chalk. I'm
Are
taking
you?
the Dodgers. I really am. In a year like this, I think their experience is gonna win out.
I'm gonna go a little bit outside the box. I'm gonna take the Atlanta Braves.
I would like to see that.
I like Atlanta this year.
I'm gonna take the Atlanta Braves.
I would like to see that.
I'm not picking against Mookie, so.
So obviously you're gonna go Dodgers.
The Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Yeah, I was actually on the MLB shop website, and I was gonna get loaded up with some Dodgers gear, but hey, when they got my favorite player, I got every reason in the world too.
That's fair. Like if you get like a Mookie jersey or something like that, cool, man. But like I get loaded up with Dodgers gear.
No.
It's kinda like,
It
come
would
on, man.
be. It was a Mookie T-shirt and it was a Kershaw T-shirt. I was.
It was a jersey.
A jersey. Yes, it was a jersey.
Nice.
Clayton Kershaw and I share a birthday, so.
Oh, are you friends with Matt Stafford?
Yeah,
too?
I was just gonna ask
I
that.
think based on rules, yes, I end up acquiring a friend. I think one day, when we're on television and everything, we got cable channel, they'll be talking while I'm talking about how Stafford and I.
Did you go to the same high school?
No. I did not play with them. I have no connection to them. I just know somebody who actually thinks Stafford is a good quarterback, and
I know a few of those people. Listen, I can't even say he's a bad quarterback. He's on a bad fucking franchise. That's what he is.
But yeah, that's. I was gonna get geared out in Dodger stuff this year, but I figured I would hold off to see what happens with Mookie in the offseason, see if he sticks around or not.
Well, he's going to, obviously. He just signed for a shitload of money.
Yeah, but at the same time, they were talking
Yeah.
if roles are changing and stuff, he might be a player that has to move. Like if we're talking salaries and shit like that.
Right.
So,
because I think, their CBA expires after the season or next season?
I want to say it's after next.
Yeah, there's going to be a war.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's why I'm like, I don't
Yep.
care how much money you've been guaranteed or where you're playing right now.
There's going to be a war between these.
There is no reason you're not a Seattle Mariner at the end of next season.
Solid.
A dead team with a shit ton of cap space.
Shit ton of cap space. I like it. So that was a little bonus pick that we, toward the end of the show, we generally do our NFL picks, but we'll give you a little bonus pick who we think is going to win the World Series. I'm taking the Braves. Frank, you're taking the Dodgers. And Joe?
Taking the Dodgers.
Joe's taking the Dodgers.
I'm taking the chalk in a year like this. I think the experience ends up winning out.
I love how you guys just way to step out on that branch. You guys, nicely done.
Yeah.
Who did you think I was gonna pick?
I'm too heavy. I'm too heavy to step out on branches, bro.
Pussies.
I think I might be too heavy to get in trees.
You said it, not me.
Yeah.
Now say this. Go.
Oh, okay. Are you tired of going from dealership to dealership looking for an automobile or a boat? Get in touch with Land & Sea Motorsports. They specialize in finding you the car, truck, or boat that you're in the market for. At Land & Sea Motorsports, tell them the type of vehicle and the features you want that will fit your budget. They also offer shrink wrapping, winterization for all boats and jet skis. If your boat or vehicle needs any repairs or cleaning, they also offer a full detail division as well. So give them a call at 586-484-9798 or visit their website at landandseamotorsports.com. That is Land and Sea Motorsports.
Nice job, Frank.
Thank you. I can weed.
All right.
Hooked
so,
on Phonics work for you?
Yeah.
Nice.
So a few things I want to get into just before we get into the picks.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of time left.
Yeah.
And we discussed a few of these before the show, and actually kind of during our technical difficulties. Frank Gore. Frank Gore now has played more games than any other running back in the history of the league. And it brought this question to my mind when I saw that, because there's a lot of people that wouldn't think of Frank Gore in this way. But is Frank Gore a Hall of Famer? And then that question popped into my mind because he has now played more games than any other running back. We talked about this. He's third in rushing yards behind Peyton Manning and Emmitt Smith.
Peyton Manning has a lot of rushing yards?
I'm sorry. Walter Payton. Wow.
I think my grandmother's faster than Peyton Manning. Jesus.
Walter Payton.
I didn't even register when he said it either.
It didn't. Man, that's what technical difficulties does to me.
Yeah, right.
So to me, I look at it, and he's got a 4.3 career yards per carry. And when I look at his overall career and in all those accomplishments, that's the question that comes to mind, because he's one of those guys that a lot of people probably wouldn't put in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He's not a guy that's been flashy. He's not a guy that was on a lot of winning teams. He's played for a lot of teams.
Yeah, he has.
But he's been consistent.
Yep.
For a long time.
This is simple for me. Yes, he's a Hall of Famer. If you're third in rushing all time, and not to mention a lot of people, which I don't get, is people don't take this into account, but just longevity in professional football is amazing.
Yeah,
especially
for a running back.
Yeah,
I really think the conversation needs to be: what year does he go in? Does he go in his first ballot? Does he go in?
I don't think he will be a first
second,
ballot.
third,
No.
Or does he go in later on?
I don't think he's a first ballot. I mean, I personally, if I had a vote, I would vote him first ballot because his resume speaks.
Yeah, absolutely does
for him. But a lot of people who vote, they look for that flashy guy. They look for that guy who won championships. They look for, this guy has played for many different teams, many different bad teams.
And not to mention, his knees are shot.
His knees were shot when he came into the league.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not
playing on
a
bad
little
knees.
guy.
So
that's a lot of weight he's moving around on those knees too.
So like I said, to me, he's no question Hall of Famer.
I would agree with that. And the sad part is, even though I think all three of us agree with this,
yeah, absolutely.
I think there's a lot of people that would have him not in the Hall of Fame. Which to me, you got to look at the whole body of work, and and like you said, longevity, man. In the NFL, playing running back,
you have to take that into consideration. You have to.
I was going to say he's been a top 2 running back his entire career.
Right. So
and his
he's
entire
taking a lot
career
of
is how many years?
hits.
Like 10 years, 11 years.
What's that?
How long has he been around?
I believe. I'm trying to think. Was
Frank Gore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, probably 14, 15 years.
I think it's 16 actually.
Something like that.
Okay.
I'd have to look it up, but
yeah,
I think
if you're
it's
going to be a top 2 running back for damn near 2 decades.
I think it's
you better get in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think it's 16 years, and I think Emmett played 15, I believe. Now, don't quote me on that. I'm just pulling that out of my head from what I think I recall.
Yeah, I'm fact checking you.
Yeah, please do. But yeah, to me, he's a Hall of Famer, and the only reason that question popped into my head is because I know for a fact there's a lot of people that would not think he is, and those stats should speak for themselves.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he was going to end up breaking the record for most games played by a running back.
No, I had no idea about that.
And I liked the guy, but when that happened, I was like, wait a second here. He's got that.
He's been around for 15 years.
Okay, so there you go.
He was drafted the year I graduated high school, 05.
Out of Miami. He's a Cane.
He is
That's
a Cane.
Right. And a couple other things from this NFL season that are sticking out to me, guys, is the 2 guys to me who are leading the MVP race, and one of them was my pick of long shot things to happen or at the beginning of the season, and Josh Allen. Josh Allen is on pace to throw for 5,500 yards and 53 touchdowns.
That's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was my long shot call at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
For things that out of the box things that could happen.
Yeah.
I put him in the race. I said Josh Allen will be in the race for MVP, and at this point, it's only 3 games, but he's definitely in the race for MVP. He's on pace for 5,500 yards and 53 touchdowns.
He's looked good, but honestly, right now, I don't think.
I mean, it's Russ.
It's Russ.
Right
now, it's Russ.
You
Which is
can
the other.
sit here and talk about whatever you want.
Well,
Russell Wilson's.
But listen. So Russ is on pace to throw for 74 touchdowns.
70 something. I saw that.
74. Now he's on pace to throw for less yards than Josh Allen. He's only on pace to throw for 4,900.
In reality,
But
what do yards mean?
They weigh those in though. They do.
Which is ridiculous because Stat Padford. How many garbage yards has he thrown for in his career?
Yeah.
Like honestly, you could probably take
All
a
of
third.
them.
You could probably take a third of his yards in his career that are meaningless.
Yeah. I think what you need to watch from here on out is how these teams, both these players and their teams, progress.
Yeah.
I think Russ, if he continues his pace, will end up winning MVP.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which he hasn't even received a vote.
Which is
before this year.
mind-boggling.
Which
to me.
is insane to me.
Yep.
The fact he hasn't even gotten one vote.
That's crazy.
Not one.
Now the funny thing is, I think if he didn't play in Seattle, I don't think that'd be the case at all.
No, I agree with you.
Well,
I agree
it's
with
also
you.
a situation like Drew had for the longest time. He's undersized. It's not the fact that he can't play, but for some reason people take the fact that he is an undersized quarterback.
Honestly, that should be more impressive.
More into account than they should.
I don't know. That should be more impressive.
I think
you
for
would
some
think
reason-
so.
I think for some reason people underestimate him and they actually undervalue him. He's one of the most undervalued players in the NFL in the history of the NFL, in my opinion.
Again, because of his size.
Yeah. Well, and I know you weren't really a Russ guy for a long
wasn't.
time. You didn't even think he was when he first came in the league. Like the first 4 or 5 years, you were like, I don't believe it.
So my issue with Russ is this. I was never sold that Russ actually wanted to play football.
Did he want to play baseball?
Yeah, he was a baseball player. And then all of a sudden he was a football player. And then all of a sudden he was at Wisconsin. And then all of a sudden he was really good.
Yeah.
I just wasn't – there wasn't anything there for me to really buy into.
Right.
It was
Gotcha.
just like this guy came out of nowhere and all of a sudden he's playing football at a decent rate.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and since he's been in the NFL, he's done nothing but prove
no, dude,
that he's one of the best football players to ever put on cleats. I mean, and look at Seattle. Look what they did, right? So they signed Matt Flynn the year they drafted
Oh
him.
yeah, man.
They paid him a ton of money.
Yep.
And yet what did they do? So they went out and they paid Matt
Traded
Flynn.
his ass to Oakland.
Yes, but they went out and they paid him a bunch of money and they drafted Russ in the second round. Mm-hmm. What were they willing?
it.
They
Let
were
him learn.
what they were willing to, but when they saw that he could play, they were willing to
Make
put
the
his
move.
ass in there and let him play. And so that's a franchise that franchises like the Lions, that franchises like Cleveland
I was
need
just
to
going
look
to say
at.
Miami needs to do that.
They need to look at that and go, this is how a franchise is really run. So you pay that guy a ton of money to come in and be your quarterback, but you drafted a guy in the second round because you were like, all right, well this guy looks good, we'll draft him. And then when you saw that he was good enough to play, you got rid of the guy you paid a bunch of money to, and you gave the kid the job.
Yep.
And that's what teams need to do to be winners.
You
have to take a chance.
Miami needs to allow Fitzpatrick to keep playing as long as he's winning. But the second he stops winning, if Tua is ready to go, they have to pull that trigger on him.
I think I told you guys this at the beginning of the season. Tua was in Miami. Tua was. They
wanted him to get healthy.
They don't want to play him this year,
Right.
and he is healthy, but they don't want to play him this year.
Yeah, but
they
is
don't
he
want to play him this
healthy
year.
or is he NFL healthy?
He's healthy to play. If they had to, they play him,
Right.
which is why they cut Rosen, which is why they have him as the number 2 quarterback. If he wasn't healthy, they wouldn't have him out there as the number
Right.
2 because there's always a chance he's going to have to step in.
That's why you're number two.
Yeah, but they don't want to play him. They
don't
want
blame
him.
them.
They want him to sit for a year.
Right.
And actually, Fitzpatrick, believe it or not, is one of the better quarterbacks as far as a veteran goes.
Right
who
now,
you-
he's
who
been
you-
playing great.
Who you can learn things from. Now, he has never been a big winner, but you can learn a lot of fundamentals. You can learn a lot of things about being a leader from him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's one of my favorite people in the NFL. He doesn't really win a lot of football games. He'll go out there and put up some stats, but he's a good dude who goes out there and gives his all, and he's a leader.
And he's smart.
Yeah, and his team's always back. His players behind him always have his back. That's their guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, he keeps saying shit about Minshew. He's going to lose a lot of those guys, but other than that, like,
He's not gonna lose anybody from his own team.
I think the football world collectively loves Gardner Minshew just as much as we all do. So if you
I'm not
keep
gonna
talking
lie.
shit about him, you might lose your own team.
Well, see, he lost me when he started talking shit back about Fitzpatrick because Fitzpatrick's my boy. So
No, I liked it because he went back at him,
Yeah.
but he wasn't disrespectful about
and
it.
he
It was
said,
more of a
with,
joking
with
way.
all
I
due
know.
respect.
Yeah, it was in a joking way. It was pretty funny. Like
It was a good back and-
forth.
it was a good back
it
and
It was
forth.
funny.
And it's not his fault
Did
he's
you-
old.
Did you see Fitz's outfit when he came
I
out?
did.
When he came out for the
shit.
post game interview,
Looked
that
like
was
he
fantastic.
Looked like he was auditioning for the Beach Boys.
Yeah, it looked like he was an extra from back in the day with
did.
Miami Vice,
Right?
Like I was like, "What are you doing,
Looked like
man?
he
That's
might have-
fantastic."
Looking like he was in the Kokomo video. He just didn't bother changing.
Just those
Right?
two made that Thursday night matchup last week so much more interesting
That was-
than it ever should have
I think
been.
that was the only thing that was interesting
It
about
was.
it. Good lord, that was a terrible
And
football
then
game.
the fact that Minshew played like absolute garbage.
Yeah, he was terrible. He was really bad. Which,
Oh,
what are you gonna do?
well, speaking of things that aren't bad, Go To Pro Plumbing is not bad. In fact, they're great. If you've had any plumbing problems, well, you're definitely not alone. The next time you have an issue, there's only one place to call: Go To Pro Plumbing. They're a local family-owned company with 15 years of experience. Based in Centerline, they serve the Metro Detroit areas, keeping your pipes and your neighbors' pipes clean and flowing, with fair prices and happy customers. Sick of having to take a day off of work? Sick of having to, I don't know what you guys are laughing at. Sick of having to take a day off of work waiting for a plumber? Then call Go To Pro Plumbing. They're open 7 days a week for all your plumbing needs. The knowledgeable and experienced staff will keep you informed of their progress every step of the way for your experience to be as smooth as possible. Call Go To Pro Plumbing today at 586-250-2881. That's 586-250-2881. Go To Pro Plumbing. When your pipes won't flow, call the pro. What were you guys laughing at?
Just something you said.
What
I
did
was going to say, if you want the honesty of what I was laughing at, Chris went to take a drink out of his cup and missed the straw at first.
I did. That happened. Yeah, that did happen.
So I was holding back a laugh from there, and then I saw him start to crack, and that's when I just actually cracked.
I was like, what the hell's going on over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, was it time for the picks?
Yeah. So, Go To Pro Plumbing presents the picks.
Picks.
It's time!
It's time for the picks. Frank, you had a great week last week. You
I
went
did.
You went 5-1, which is congrats to you, sir. You,
I
on the
believe-
strength of taking the Detroit Lions, which we thought you were nuts for doing, but you
Yeah.
did.
I was
You know,
nuts
props-
for doing
props
it.
to you.
But it pays off once or twice a year.
Which is fair enough. Joe, you went 4-2. I went 3-3. So I had a great week 2. Did not have a very good week 3, but you did pretty solid.
Listen, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
You know,
What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
I'm
listen, you're gonna try and do better the next time.
gonna
That's what
try
you're
to
gonna do.
redeem myself this week.
And the sad part is I don't even know what the other two games are. So I know we pick the Lions every week. We pick
Yeah.
the nighttime matchups.
Oh yeah.
So you've come up with the other two games,
I have.
and Frank and I don't know what's going on yet
I'm
because
gonna be honest with you. I don't even know who the Lions are playing this week, so I literally have no idea what
Well,
matchups we're picking.
you're gonna have to find that out here shortly.
That's great.
That's kind of how we're going.
See, this is what happens when we have technical difficulties before the show. We don't have time to actually discuss things.
I literally just put it together while you guys were discussing.
That's great.
Yeah, sometimes we do things on the fly
That
here.
happens. So we'll start with the Thursday night debacle. The Denver Broncos and the New York Jets.
Okay, can I first say that this is like the worst matchup for a night game.
I was gonna say
a
this is
primetime
worse
game.
than last week.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm a huge NFL fan, and I will watch pretty much anything you put on the TV for me, NFL. I'm not even sure I'm going to watch this game,
I was
truthfully.
gonna say Denver. I saw is
I might-
going with the backup too.
I might, yeah, they are. I might, I might spend this time watching Shimmer and Shine with my daughter. Like I don't.
I think that sounds like a better. That sounds like
It does.
absolute.
It does. That or Bubble Guppies. I don't know.
Like baseball playoffs will be on. You can watch that too.
Yeah.
There you
yeah.
go.
I can put that on mute while we're watching Shimmer and Shine. I
Solid.
guess.
Shimmer and Sign. So
Yeah. Shimmer
I'm
and Shine.
literally going to be paid to not watch,
There you go.
and
fair
I'm
enough.
going to avoid even trying to watch that game.
Joe, I don't even have to ask
with-
you. I know who you're taking.
With the, yes, you do.
Not Adam Gase.
Yes, I am taking the team who does not have Adam Gase as a head coach.
Yes.
That's who I'm taking.
Franklin.
I'm gonna go right with him on that one, just for no other reason than Adam Gase.
Adam Gase is still the head coach. of the New York Jets.
And Frank Gore's still their running back right now. And as much as we just talked about how great he is in his career, he's also in the 15th year of his career.
Yeah. So, no. Gotta go with Denver. Who you going with, bud?
Jets, Jets. I'm taking the Jets.
Wow. Well, listen, it's not a bad pick, honestly. Looking at it, they've got most of their starters playing, and Denver's down to their third string quarterback.
Oh, it's their third string that's playing.
I think honestly, Adam Gase his job's on the line.
It should be. He should have never had a job.
If you lose to a third string quarterback, you absolutely should be fired.
That dude's coaching for his coaching life.
But see, that's what would make me so happy about this is if Denver does win this game, Adam Gase would have lost to a third string quarterback. I just, he's so bad. I want that to happen.
Yes. So, Frank or Joe, you're taking the Broncos. Frank, you're taking the Broncos.
Yeah.
We'll move on to game number 2, the Sunday nighter, Niners and Eagles.
Wow. So this is a rough one too because there's so many injuries on the San Francisco side of this. Philadelphia has their share, but I think Philadelphia has just looked so fucking bad. They have looked horrible.
Yep.
Wentz looks horrible. That offense doesn't look like it has any timing at all. And I'm going to go with San Francisco. I don't care how many defensive linemen they lost. I don't care what string quarterback they have. They're going to beat that Philadelphia team because that Philadelphia team looks horrible.
I'm going to take the Eagles.
I was just going to say that at some point this has to fall back together.
I'm going to take the Eagles, and I hate doing it, even though I did pick them to win the NFC East, which, by God, is that a trash fucking division?
I did too. That division is fucking awful.
Nobody is winning.
That division is the worst.
So bad.
Yeah, I picked them to win too, man.
No.
I thought they would.
However, Carson Wentz is a fucking dumpster fire. That guy, he looks scared when he plays football, like now because he's had so many injuries. He looks scared, and you can tell like his teammates. They just
almost like he has PTSD.
Yeah, I hate to make this comparison, but he's going to be your next Andrew Luck. He's going to be a guy who's afraid to continue his career.
Yeah, and just call it quits.
Yep. I feel like he's one injury away from it.
But I feel like the way he plays, he looks scared, and his teammates see that. And I don't think that's a guy they want to follow. And I think that's coming to fruition this year. You've seen it this year. Like, this team should be so much better, and they're not.
They should be. I mean, they have had some injuries on the offensive side of the ball too, but you can always make those excuses.
Right. And Frank, you took the Eagles?
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles.
The Eagles?
Wow. All right.
Oh, let's go to the Monday nighter. Falcons, Packers.
I just every time I see the Falcons, I just laugh now because
I think you have to.
Their games are they're almost becoming as comical as the Lions games.
Yes.
Oh wow, Frank, you can go first on this one, bud.
At some point, they got to pull their head out of their ass. So I'm going to go out on a hope and a whim and just say Atlanta.
You did it last week.
Yep.
There you go.
I'm not saying that out of any confidence at all.
This is easy for me. I'm taking the Packers. I think you lose 2 games like that in a row. I think that just completely takes the wind out of your fucking sails. I think Rodgers rolls. The dudes look, honestly, Rodgers this year looks better I think he's ever looked.
He's out there to prove a point.
He looks great.
I was gonna say he's on a warpath.
He is,
and it's not against the other teams.
No, it's against his head coach.
It's against his own team.
Yeah, and they were talking like, oh, everything's cool with him and LaFleur. I don't buy that for a fucking second.
I also think he's out there trying to prove his ex is wrong.
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna lie. Like Olivia Munn ran her mouth in the offseason. I think he's just out of mission.
Danica's running her mouth now too.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he's just out of mission to say you guys can say whatever you want. I can still throw the ball.
Yeah, Chris, I'm almost going to echo what you said. Atlanta's demoralized right now, man. How could you not be after those 2 losses? Green Bay's rolling.
And I'm sorry, how the hell does Dan Quinn still have a fucking job?
That's another one. That's another coach that I don't understand how he keeps his job.
I don't get it.
There's several in the league I'm not sure about.
It's amazing.
Starting with Adam Gase, but
but at the same time, with this season being this season, do you think that they just might be chalking it up to the fact that there's been no prep and everything?
It's the NFL. No.
Yeah. Okay.
No. It's
Yeah.
the NFL. The
There's
NFL
gonna-
it's a business.
Yeah,
Win.
there's gonna be plenty of coaches that lose their job this year, and they're not no owner or GM is gonna look at it and
But
go,
I
well,
feel
it was
like you
COVID.
might not get it until the end of the season, though.
Well, no,
I don't think
I
you're
mean,
going to get it
you don't-
mid-season.
You don't get many mid-season. You don't get many of those. It doesn't. It happens every once in a while.
It needs to happen right now in Detroit.
It does. And to be honest with you, Gage should have never entered the season as the head coach.
Yeah.
But I don't think with Atlanta it's going to be a mid-season thing. Green Bay's rolling. Aaron Rodgers is rolling. He's on a mission against his own team to prove his own team wrong for drafting a quarterback in the first round. So I'm going with Green Bay. They're gonna roll at home, man.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do a lot of fake Lambeau leaps.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Pats, Chefs.
Pats and Chefs.
Chefs. As long as Kansas City is a choice, I'm going with Kansas City.
That's fair.
Okay, so if I was going with the line on this one,
Yes.
which we're not, but if I was betting the line on this one, New England's getting 7 right now. I would actually take New England in this game.
Right.
I think they keep it closer than Baltimore did. But if we're just going with the winner, I'm taking KC for sure. Right now, nothing can stop that KC team. Nothing can stop Patrick Mahomes.
Very good.
That was the preseason Super Bowl pick. That is the current Super Bowl pick. I'm not letting go of that one. I like KC a lot.
The way they look right now, they might be a back-to-back champion.
You know how much I hate to do it. I'm taking the Pats.
Wow.
Really?
You know how much I despise.
You think it's a letdown game, huh?
I think it's a letdown game, and if anybody has even a remote chance to stop or even contain Patrick Mahomes, it's Bill Belichick.
Oh. Hey, I can't argue with that thought process.
And
I really
you know
can't.
how much this pains me because I fucking hate the New England Patriots. But you're gonna pull. I think they're gonna pull the upset.
I think they'll keep it close. I really do. And like I said, if I was betting with the line, I would take New England. But if I'm going winner, I think I have to take KC. Even if I'm wrong, I'm okay with being wrong by taking KC right now.
What's the line on it?
7.
7?
Mm-hmm. New England's getting 7. So
We might be able to work something friendly off air.
yeah,
Oh, some
okay.
chips. You guys, some
right.
chips.
I was gonna say we can put something on it.
Put some potato chips on it.
I
Huh?
like
Yeah.
it. I like
All
it.
right.
Now, Joe, this next one's for you, buddy.
Oh, I knew where you were going.
Your Browns
Yeah.
versus the Cowboys.
and it's in Dallas.
Yes.
And
We going to Jerry World for it too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like looking at the numbers for things before I make my picks. So Dallas is only giving up 5 at home to a Cleveland team that got demolished by Baltimore and has come out and won their last 2 against some pretty easy opponents,
Yep.
but they won them. I'm actually going to take Cleveland on this one. I think Dallas is just not clicking right now. I think Cleveland comes in with a little bit of confidence that they haven't had in a long time. And I think Stefanski makes a big difference with this team. I think they take this game.
Frank.
We're going with Dallas. I am not buying into the Browns. I know Joe's big on them, but I just look at the game that Dallas had this past week, and again, they're a team that does everything well. Not great, but well enough to win. And Gallup showed up finally this week. He had a huge game. He did not lay an egg. Sorry, that was a little pun for Joe's football team.
Yeah.
You've got Amari. You've got the kid looks like a kid, unfortunately. Was it Lamb?
No,
that they
CeeDee
got?
Lamb?
Yeah, Lamb.
Yeah.
He looks like a rookie, but at the same time, they don't need him to be anything other than a 2 or a 3.
That's fair.
So I'm going to go with Dallas. I think they're just all around a better team.
Packers in a row, and you know how much I hate the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
I'm taking the Cowboys. I'm taking them boys.
See, I would have been more shocked if you took Cleveland. I absolutely would have been more shocked if
Really?
you took Cleveland. Yeah. Because it's
enough.
in Dallas.
I think he would have picked the Little Giants over Dallas, to be
right.
honest with you.
But I'm taking the Cowboys simply because I think this week they'll actually get back to what they should be doing and giving the ball to one of the
Running
best
the
running
football?
backs. Yes. I think they how many times did Dak throw on Sunday? Like 80?
Yeah.
Give roughly around there?
That was the one thing that I was going
Jesus.
to
Well, that's
piggyback off my own comment.
That's part of the
Gallup
problem.
had a nice game, but at some point, like, yeah, you
Right.
do
You
to
have
start running
arguably the
ball
best
again.
running back in football. Give him the fucking ball.
Yep. They're trying to be a passing team with Dak, and they're trying to treat Dak like he's Patrick Mahomes.
He's
and
not.
It's like, yeah, it's not the case, man. You have one of the best running backs behind him. Hand him the fucking football.
Yep. And I think they will actually get back to that this week, and I think they will win. I think it'll be a close game, but I'm taking the Cowboys, and again, that one hurts. But I'm taking the Cowboys. And yes, the biggest matchup of the week. The New Orleans Saints travel to Ford Field to take on your Detroit Lions, Frank.
Is Michael Thomas playing?
No, I don't believe so.
Come back around to me.
All right, Joe.
Okay, so looking
That does change things for me.
looking at this game is in Detroit.
Yes.
The Saints are giving up 4 points in Detroit, and the over/under is 54.5. And again, looking at the numbers for me, a road team that just got blew out pretty much by Green Bay, going into Detroit, and they're giving up 4 points going into a traveling stadium. I think Vegas is telling me this is a Saints game. Detroit's going to come in after their big win, and they're going to show exactly who they really are. And they're not gonna pull this one out, man. This one's going to be a Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara game.
You want me to go?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the Saints as well. I think Drew Brees. He didn't play bad against Green Bay. I thought he had a decent game.
Yeah,
but I think Alvin Kamara is going to have a monster game.
Yeah, I agree.
Against this Lions team,
He's gonna have the game that I thought Kenyon Drake would have last week.
Yep.
He's gonna have a huge game, and actually Latavius Murray's probably gonna have a big game as well.
And not to mention the Saints defense is better than the Cardinals defense.
Oh, for sure. But they have the funny thing is they are, but they haven't looked it in the first few weeks.
Right.
Their defense actually is better, but they've looked bad.
But you know what the tonic is for that?
Playing the Lions.
Exactly.
Like I told you boys earlier, that defense showed me a pulse this past weekend.
Oh, is he going to do it again?
Is he?
He
Is he
is.
going to do it again?
He is.
With seeing the pulse,
He's gonna do it.
He's so going to do
I
it.
think they're going to increase. I think they're going to continue to get better.
He's gonna do
I'm not
it.
saying they're going to be great, but I think they're going to get better.
He's gonna do it.
And taking what he has been saying the entire season, and that is that Drew Brees' arm is done. The Lions have found a way to at least be able to handle one player.
I love the delusion. It's amazing. They just find the logic in the delusion.
Give me the Lions!
Oh
They
man,
try to rationalize everything. It's amazing.
I love it.
It's fantastic.
I love it.
All right, Frankie, you hit it last week, so I hope you hit it again. Buddy.
First time in 11 months that they win, I'm going back to back on them.
Fair enough.
Wow.
So there are your picks, everybody.
And with that is the picks.
Oh man,
Wow.
Frank set that out with a bang.
I was going to say at the beginning I didn't know what I was going to do, but the more I thought about it, the more I said, you know what, I'm not going to buy in completely on what they're doing because they're far from even a decent team.
And then he just did.
But I really think that they could take New Orleans this week. I think the game you thought that they were going to have against Green Bay is the game they actually have this week.
Fair enough. I can't argue with you. That's your pick. That's cool, man. I like.
Hey,
it.
man,
you set that on a limb. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hey, you know what? Do you, man?
I also
You were
probably
right last week.
Blew out half the people's eardrums listening.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That was a bit loud. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. At least you backed up when you
Yeah.
when you did it. I didn't look at the meter over here, but I think it was off the charts red.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I-
I apologize about that.
Yeah, that was at an 11 for sure.
That's
I felt all the hostility headed towards myself, and I was like, I got to make this big.
Listen, man. We felt it coming, but they
I had to build myself up to it.
Yeah, you were talking yourself into it.
Yep.
We get it.
And sometimes it's just fun to pick them just to see how you guys react to it.
Yeah.
We got to get drops for that, man. We have to.
I know.
Gotta get drops
I
for
know. With that said, all right. This is the end of the show, fellas.
Yes.
So
sorry for the technical issues to start the show, everybody.
There's
Thanks
been
for-
technical issues the entire time, I think. but
Really?
we've
So-
been able to get out there. So,
Okay,
we
so-
actually have a show that should be broadcast.
Okay, so for everybody that was listening live and watching live, we apologize about the technical difficulties. For everybody that listens to the podcast, hopefully everything turned out all right. We'll be double checking that when we get done here. If you get a chance, follow us on our Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram. Follow us on SOTDEK and his love of hockey and how it helped him out and what a big role it played in his life. And check out our fantasy football stats, our fantasy football rankings. Just go to the site, check it out. And always, again, tune into us on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. As long as Xfinity doesn't screw us over again.
As long as technical issues.
And for everybody that listens to the podcast, thank you very much. We love you all, and have a good night.
We out.
And that is it for us today.
No, God, please, no!
Bye. Have a great time.
No, God!
Bye, guys.
No, 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 no!
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
You were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done. The best thing I will ever do.